Portland Diamond Project unveiled the renderings for a stadium on the South Waterfront yesterday. Oh, boy. You want to talk about getting us all excited? There's spring training on the TV. The sun was shining. They were like, yeah, we know what to do. We're going to go ahead and throw this one out. And they got me.
Look, I know everybody's talking about getting Charlie Brown. That is, if you guys haven't seen them, Bill Orm of the Oregonian has them on up on Twitter. If you go up there, he's got an article with all of the drawings. I believe PDX Diamond Projects is now they have personally released them on social media.
Yeah.
They have it on their website.
Okay, there you go. So they rolled it all out. Okay, they're stunning.
Swing,
Absolutely beyond belief stunning. A 35,000 seat stadium that faces the east, looking out at the river, over the river, at Mount Hood.
Yeah.
Right there in Zidell Park, and a retractable glass roof. I mean, it is unfreaking believable. If that came together, like, here's my belief. They released these drawings. They released this as do you want a crown jewel in the Northwest Major League Baseball? Because you could have it.
Well, this is the thing, is that I understand the people that get that Charlie Brown feeling because they came out hot.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, we've had Barrett on,
Yeah.
and Barrett has even said, like, yeah, maybe we did go out a little bit too hot. But they wanted to generate the buzz that, no, they are here to bring Major League Baseball to Portland. They have faded into the background.
Purposefully.
But that does not mean they have not been working towards bringing Major League Baseball to Portland, or that their effort has stopped in any way, shape, or form. They have continued to work towards bringing Major League Baseball to Portland. Things like these let you know, hey, we're still here. We're still doing it. It gets people excited because you look at it and all of a sudden your mind just starts racing of how awesome that would be, right? Where they have, it's wedged right in between the Ross Island Bridge and the Tillicum Crossing, where people can take public transit right to the stadium or walk across from the east side. Driving there would not be great.
Oh, they would have to completely redo basically everything around that area.
But think of, like, my mind just goes to everything that could, like, I would love to just go and watch a baseball game in downtown Portland, right on the river, where you're going to be launching bombs into the river, right? And seeing how close that outfield wall is to the Willamette River, and just the energy that it would bring to have Major League Baseball here. I get excited for it. And look, the apprehensions, again, y'all can have them, but the people that are so negative about it, why?
Because it's more fun, or it's not more fun. It's easier to be negative,
yeah,
than to have the hope pulled out from underneath you.
And there's, yeah,
and
right?
instead
of having something, instead of just being like, hey, that'd be awesome.
That'd be pretty
if they
dope
brought
to
it
have.
here, that would be incredible for us. It's like, never gonna happen. Really? That's what you're going with? They've gotten to a place where they have not just city, but state leadership is now starting to be aligned, and there's momentum moving forward. If you're looking at, the reporting yesterday that they were down with state leaders talking about this stuff, like, I'm here for it, man. I'm here for anybody who's trying to bring something great to the city. Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to support it, not just sit there and spit on it.
Look, there's two things I think you can do to this city that would turn, to be blunt, an economic downturn in the city around. And as bringing a baseball team and redoing the Moda Quarter, or the Rose Quarter, and reinvigorating the economic part of it. Like, you can say what you want about Portland, this, that, and the other. The data is the data. Portland is not in a good shape, or a good place economically. They're just not.
No.
And they need a reinvigoration.
Yeah, the Albina project
Yes.
is really good for that, with Phil Knight and the $1 billion that he's putting
$1.4 billion
towards revitalizing the Albina district. These things, there are people that do want to help, and I hope that, Major League Baseball does decide to expand.
Yeah.
And baseball does come to Portland.
Look, I don't want to take somebody else. I don't want to take somebody else's team.
I'll take the A's from Vegas as long as we get rid of John J. Fisher too.
And I the hullabaloo is that they don't. If the A's were to move here, they don't want the A's to move here with John J. Fisher. It would be a new ownership group, and that's part of that hang up.
Yeah. A lot of people say, tell us where the money's coming from. Who is the money? Make that announcement and I will believe.
Major League Baseball doesn't want that announcement out there the same way the NBA doesn't want the announcement out there, because if you go back to the NBA side of this,
I mean, there's only a few people that I would care about it being. I'd be like, ooh, no.
Chris Hansen in the Seattle case when they were trying to get the Kings out of Sacramento, he's been effectively blacklisted because he was too public and too forward-facing and talking far too much.
Yeah.
Look, it's not a secret, but the ownership group that is behind things in Seattle is the same ownership group and some additional others, of which they don't want it out there, but it's the Kraken group, plus others.
Jeff Bezos.
I don't think Bezos is going to buy that team. I think he's going to buy the team on the other coast in Boston. Yes.
From Boston.
And the Las Vegas ownership group is probably going to be Fenway Sports Group. But they were also looking at, well, do we instead buy the Celtics?
I'd want to buy the Celtics.
The Celtics are the balls.
And
Why
also,
wouldn't
you're the Fenway Sports Group.
They're the balls.
You own the Red Sox. Like, controlling Boston sports would be good for you.
That wouldn't be good for them, though, because the Boston sports fans hate the Fenway Sports Group for what they're doing to the Boston Red Sox.
Being cheap. Yes. But that's also, whoever comes in and buys the Boston Celtics, it doesn't matter if it's Jeff Bezos or not. They're going to be cheap coming up next because that luxury tax bill is going to hammer them.
Yeah, they've done a great job.
Oh, they have. They're going to have to have a downturn though. Like the economics dictate it. Otherwise, you're going to have a $500 million luxury tax, and you're going to lose draft picks. Like it's not great, Bob. But the whole thing of like, look, if it got closer, like the reality was becoming more certain, you'd hear a name or names.
Yeah.
I am almost positive of that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, renderings, they got me. I loved them. They were sweet. They were awesome.